Do you think that sort of there's a bull case here if we do see this continue, see another variant rise?
I definitely think that's the case. We saw that happen the last time COVID came around, the first time it came around, and that push to e-com is likely to continue with COVID back.
Right, but explain then how buy now, pay later actually takes advantage of that or is a beneficiary of that versus a credit card.
Yeah, so we generally focus in the e-com space. That's where we do the most of our work. We are present on over 44,000 merchant websites. That's Sezzle in particular, but the industry in general is typically focused on e-commerce. And so as that push back into e-com occurs, we generally benefit from that.
So, Charlie, talk to us about this space broadly and all the competition in this space. I mean, you have Amazon partnered with Affirm. You have PayPal getting rid of its buy now, pay later fees. How do you compete in a space with not just so many competitors, but so many deep-pocketed competitors?
It's really focusing on your stakeholders, focusing on the merchants, focusing on the consumers, doing the right thing by both of them. We really stand on the high road for the consumer. We are the only player in the space that focuses on credit building, which is totally unique. We love it. Our consumers love it. Our merchant partners love it. And I think really just by focusing on their needs, these consumers' needs, and doing right by them and right by the merchants, you have a chance to do a really strong job within the sector.
But so what is your growth opportunity? Is it more partnering with more small businesses? Is it doing more partnerships like the one you did with Target? I mean, how are you going to be able to carve out space here when you're up against the Amazon of firms and PayPal's of the world?
Well, with SMB, we've been growing like wildfire. It just continues for us. So that's why we have that big count of merchants. So we expect that to continue. We're doing a great job there. The merchants love us. It's viral in that space. For us now, the push is into enterprise and Target, Bass Pro Shops. Those are two great examples of that for us. And the reason we're doing that is because our consumer wants to shop with us everywhere. So we have to be everywhere. That means we have to be with SMB. We've got to be with mid-market. We've got to be with enterprise. And so that'll be the push for Sezzle, is to continue to push in those spaces. And if you look at the enterprise players in those spaces, what they want is they want a brand that they can believe in. And that's where you have Sezzle and our halo around doing right by the consumer, helping them build their credit score up, being a partnerships player. And I think that really sets us apart.
Hey, Charlie, as buy now, pay later has become more available, I guess, what have you seen in terms of the overall average order value of a customer? Has it been going up? And if so, how much? And how much do you expect it to go up from here?
It's been relatively stable. So we're around $100 per order. The only reason it's been tracking a bit up for us is we've been expanding our services. So we started with a pure pay in 4 over 6 weeks, interest free. And so that's where we tracked right around $100. But as we add long-term into the mix, we've been starting to track upwards because the order values on a 12-month order or 12-month installment plan, those tend to track towards $1,000. So we feel it's probably going to stay stable. It's just going to be a mix shift that creates any change for Sezzle.
Charlie, last time we had Max Levchin, CEO of Affirm, on, he said that credit cards are, frankly, power tools with no safety on. You can get yourself into real trouble. Do you agree with that statement? And do you think that a younger generation of shoppers feels the same way? And that's sort of one of the major driving forces behind buy now, pay later.
I think it's spot on. You know, what we see from our consumers is they love our product because it represents purchasing power, but also budgeting for them. They feel safe with it, just like they do with the debit card. So we're building out we're driving a new wedge into payments between credit and debit. I call it the creditization of a debit card. And so I think it's here to stay because of that safety element that we give to the consumer.